So the CinemaCon roundtable has concluded. We finally now have a little bit of information in relation to our Transformers 1. First thing, we got to see this animated full official logo for the movie. It was posted on the official Transformers Twitter and Instagram, and it even had the title, "Every Hero Has an Origin. Transformers 1 arrives in theaters September." So we have that. So that's going to be our logo that you're probably going to be seeing quite a bit over the next couple of months. And then we got a bit of a roundtable update just in the past couple of hours with deeper information. In a closed room licensing, they showed a teaser trailer with some footage and pretty much stuff that licensors actually saw a few months ago prior to that. And, we just got to see a little bit of this and a little bit of that, according to the reports of people who were in that trailer closed door screening. They were told that here, and I quote, "It's an all-new story not tied to the previous movie, shows, or games. It's an origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron. It starts with Optimus Prime and Megatron making friends as Orion Pax and D16, both worker-type bots that work in the underground of Cybertron. Neither of them have the ability to transform. They later on connect with B-127, aka Bumblebee, and the three attempt to escape upward to the surface of Cybertron. There they meet Elita 1, who wants to turn them in, which kind of reminds me, makes Elita 1 kind of like a strong arm kind of character, which is funny because those two characters have shared molds already in the past. But then they meet Elita 1, who wants to turn them in. A visually impressive chase happens during this teaser along, on top of a moving train in the sky, and then eventually they gain the ability to transform. Supposedly some Rolling Stones music plays over the montage sequence that's used in this. The faces of the robotic CG is very human-like, not as robotic, stiff Cybertronian that we've seen in the past. The Cybertron is vibrant and busy, according to this, not war-torn, so this is clearly like the golden age of Cybertron before the war, clearly. There's a lot of comedy going on, especially coming from Bumblebee, which of course is voiced by Mr. Keel himself. And the clips cap off with them making it to the top of a mountain and seeing the first sunset, which might be that little teaser image that we keep seeing making circulations. Of course, that had, Elita 1 with them. Bumblebee tries to get Elita 1 to join them. They are on a quest to find Sentinel Prime and the Matrix of Leadership. So the previous teasers that we heard of, some people were talking about how they were on a quest to get the transformation cog. That's what we were hearing about in these holes in their chest, and they showed this hand-drawn image of what the characters were supposed to look like. Then, of course, we saw the popcorn bucket, which gives us a very general idea of what the Orion Pax design might look like. And now we have this, which kind of, again, a little more piece of what's going on here. It says here Christopher Hemsworth uses an American accent for his voice, and he doesn't have his Thor voice or his Thor accent or whatever like that. And Transformers 1 is slated to hit theaters September 13th, 2024. So we'll have more information on that as time progresses. It is confirmed that we will be getting a trailer drop probably, as well as a pre-order for toys, which might mean we might be seeing some toys for the very first time next week, Transformer Thursday on April 18th. Stay tuned for that here on the Transformer Slag podcast. The last thing we're going to cover is, on top of it all, there also was another announcement at CinemaCon. Supposedly the reveal that Paramount is planning also to do another live-action movie for 2026. This is something we kind of heard in loose pieces here and there, but now it is confirmed that there will be a Transformers X G.I. Joe crossover movie for 2026, and Steven Spielberg is 100% confirmed to be the executive producer on this, according to Deadline. So what will that be? Will it be a kind of semi-sequel to what we saw at the end of Rise of the Beasts? We don't know, but at least we know there's going to be another Transformers movie that's going to be live action. And because now it has G.I. Joe, that definitely means there's going to be a heavy heavy human element there because they have to now feature these Joe characters. I think all of this is, in all honesty, and I've said it before, a reaction by Paramount of what do we do with G.I. Joe? You know, we did the first movie, it did okay. We did the second movie with The Rock at a time when The Rock was really huge, Dwayne Johnson, and it didn't do as well as they had hoped. And if you do a movie with Dwayne Johnson when he was at his peak and you still aren't getting butts in seats, maybe there's something wrong with your brand. It's not so much even who you bring to the brand. And then they said, well, okay, clearly people don't like military, so we're going to do the most popular character. We're going to pull the Wolverine from the X-Men and make his own movie, so we're going to do a Snake Eyes movie. And that didn't get the butts in the seats. And I know people are saying, oh, it wasn't a good movie, that's why people didn't go to see it. No, you have to see the movie to know it's bad before people didn't even want to go see it to know it was bad. It just, no one went to see it day one. So, after all those failures, they just going, well, if it's not going to work out, if people don't like peanut butter on its own, they don't want to eat the peanut butter on its own, they got to put it with something. They're going to put the peanut butter with the chocolate. They're going to call it the Reese's Pieces Transformers, and people are going to eat it that way, and then maybe people will like it that way. I'll be honest with you. I love G.I. Joe. I love Transformers. I don't like when you have to take away from Transformers with human characters. And when you bring G.I. Joe in, and this isn't just like, oh, hey, this is our Shia LaBeouf, this is our Noah, these are our human characters that we could still focus on the toys that are selling the product. Now the humans are the toys too, because that there's going to be G.I. Joe Transformer human toys of Duke and Snake Eyes and Scarlet or whoever's going to be in this movie, and they're going to get a lot of screen time. And that means now that's going to be split with the robots, and it's going to be like, we already had this problem before. Now it's going to be doubled down because the human characters are also going to be product. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe I'm looking way too deep into it. Maybe this will all be amazing. But that's just my early misgivings when it comes to mixing these two things. Where, again, I love G.I. Joe, but I also understand why it doesn't survive in this current market. It is what it is. Let me know what you think. We'll definitely have more information. And again, when it comes to Transformers 1, stay tuned for next week, Thursday on April 18th. We're going to have pre-orders, and we're going to maybe have a trailer too. So let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you really soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast. And as always, thank you for listening.